Good outing for Super Falcons of Nigeria as they were able to at least draw a game against Ireland there and now qualify for the knockout stage there. For the fact that they were able to do this, Nigerians are so happy all across the globe and welcome you on the show, 360 Sport. On Trust TV, Adeni, Jishafe. Really, Super Falcons were really superlative yesterday as they were able to hold their own against Ireland, who really came up with a plan and they really wanted to deal with Super Falcons, but we were able to hold our own and we got a point there to qualify for the next round. Talking about the FIFA Women World Cup taking place in Australia, being co-hosted with New Zealand. But right now, Nigerians are really high for the fella. They were unbeaten in the game. Let's look at that topic. Unbeaten Super Falcons in round of 16 to face England, Denmark or China. The reason is the fact that the winner of that group is yesterday. Even though England are still top in there, anything can still happen. And from the way it is, it could be England, it could be Denmark or China. But right now, unbeaten Super Falcons are ready. We didn't lose any match. We drew 2 and we won 1 out of those games. Right now in the studio with me is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's a pleasure being here. The way you are sounding, it's as if we have won the World Cup.
But I have to be. I'm Nigerian. I'm happy for the fact that our ladies, they did this.
Yes, they've been doing it, and this is not the first time that they are doing it. It's just unfortunate that the recognition that they deserve has not been given to them. And I recall vividly during the last Nations Cup, when the Super Eagles about getting to the quarter-final or semi-final, we've had a lot of promises from well-meaning Nigerians that if you score a goal, you will get this. If you defeat this, you will get that. But nothing.
It's coming for our ladies now.
It's coming for our ladies, and that is not really good for them. That's why I said during the show countless times, and I'm going to say it again, the ladies are self-motivated. Nobody is motivating them. The coach is not motivating them. The federal government is not motivating them. The only motivation that came for them during this competition is the I don't want to use the word acting of the First Lady by showing the picture where she was clapping and shouting. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. They don't know what she's doing. So there needs to be a communication between the federal government, or even between from her to them also. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy for the girls because they got where they are today in this competition, not because of anybody supporting them or the technical skills of the coach or what have you. For that, I'm happy. However, if we have a good coach, a coach that knows what he's doing, and after our second match against Australia, you'll have to do your permutation to be sure that we need to avoid coming second in our group because we're going to meet
the team that topped the Group D.
And the Group D, you look at Denmark, you look at England. England is a team that everybody should try and avoid. So I see no reason why we should be jubilating or celebrating a goalless draw against Ireland, who are debutants. Looking at what we did with the Canadian team, who happens to be the Olympic champion, and the Australian, who are very, very good also. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not putting any blame on the girls, sincerely, but I think we shouldn't be celebrating that we were unbeaten. This is our 9th appearance, and they played this competition every 4 years. So that means we've been participating for the past how many years?
Since the beginning of the World Cup, we have never missed it.
So for over 32 years or so, we've been participating, and here we are celebrating coming out of the group unbeaten. No. We shouldn't make that same mistake that when we play at the FIFA World Cup in US in 1994, we had one of the best
squad.
Apart from the squad, we have one of the best parameter and the best entertainment.
Of course, yeah. Analysis-wise,
we had everything. But look at Morocco. They don't have anything, but they came and they got to the semi-final. If care is not taken, if we continue with this, our, let me say, consolation, you see another African team getting to the quarter-final, semi-final, even at the final. Now we should be thinking of how to beat our best of 1999 that we got to the quarterfinal. That should be our focus right now.
Well, hopefully that focus will be achieved. Looking at the Super Falcons, according to him, they should not be carried away with the fact that they got that particular draw against Ireland, and also not to be carried away for the fact that we qualify for the round of 16. The main thing right now is to be able to justify that means by winning that game against each team that we're going to face. Is it Denmark or England, even China? But right now, we should have avoided coming second in that group. But the deed has been done, but we are second on the law. Now let's look at the group, how it ended in our own Group B after we played against Ireland yesterday, and also we faced Australia. We defeated them. We play against Canada first, and we were able to play a draw there. Australia, well, they topped that group with 6 points, followed by Nigeria and 5 points, Canada 4, and Ireland, the whipping child of that group, with 1 point. Well, really, a tough one. We almost topped it, but we couldn't.
Almost. Nearly doesn't kill a bird. So if you look at the table right now, that means we have all it takes. So I've gotten to 7 points. So we had won our match against Ireland, which yesterday, I believe, because we didn't. If you look at our game against Canada, against Australia
far better than
you see
Ireland match.
It's far better. Probably they are looking at, oh, let's just qualify to the quarterfinal, not looking at what will happen or where we're going to meet when it gets to the quarterfinal. So we lost. We, as far as I'm concerned, it's our game to lose, and we lost it. Even that draw, that 1 point is not enough. But here we are now. What do we need to do against the 3 Lioness that we are going to meet? Take it or leave it. They're going to qualify. They're going to top their group. The jubilation you saw from the Australian, it's not because they qualify alone. They are even happy that they are going to avoid England in the round
for coming first in our group.
In our group. So they know they're not going to meet because they're going to Group D, and they know England will definitely top the Group D. So they are jubilating. 1, host nations, they didn't get eliminated. 2, they qualify. 3, we are avoiding England. So that means we can still progress further. So that's why I said, if you have a coach, from the beginning of the competition, you do your plus and minus, your probability, if A equals to B equals, probably because he didn't do algebra or calculus when he was in school, like X equals to Y. If Y is missing, what next to X? If he has done that, he will have known that we coming second is like we are coming back home. But I trust the girls. If they can put the same spirit they put against Canada and Australia, if they had it together and remove the spirit against Ireland to play the round of 16, I'm sure we'll get somewhere. But how long will you continue to? And to be sincere with you, the government also, they have a lot to do, because this is a country that we don't invest in structure, we don't invest in learning, we don't invest in process. Like all this other thing we are talking about, look at the amount of money that their government has invested in their development. Now tell me, Asisat Oshola, Ajibade, Onome and Co, tell me one of these blue chip companies that they are sponsoring or branding them in terms of their training or taking care of them. Just mention one. Go to US, go to UK, go to Canada, go to Australia. All these players you are seeing, the endorsement they are getting,
is even enough, more than.
It's more than what the federal government is doing for them. So it's only in this country that we'll be waiting for the player to achieve success before we start clapping and saying we recognize them. We need to change that mentality if we are really expecting something from them. It is avoided, but here we are. Let's see what happens next.
Someone asked a question in the comment section of the clip last time and said, okay, Olawale Peter seems to have a big grouse against Coach Randy Wardrum. He should explain what he has against Wardrum especially. I say, okay, when I get here, I will actually ask you. Nigerians are asking, is there any personal issue with Randy Wardrum?
Okay, I'm a patriotic Nigerian. I'm someone that if I'm coming the next word, I would like to be a Nigerian, because this is a beautiful country. Unfortunately, we are good people with bad leaders. If not, how will we go and get a secondary school coach to come and be our own
university coach?
University coach. A college coach, not even the university, a college coach. So I don't have anything personal against him, but he's not taking us to the promised land. He doesn't want to be called a coach of Super Eagles. It's not personal. It's about my belief and my patriotism in Nigeria, and I believe over 80% of Nigerians, they so much believe in what I believe in that is not the best coach for us, nothing personal. And for the comment, I appreciate it. That shows that they are following our shows. But I asked the writer to also tell me what has been the achievement of Wandrum since he became the Super Falcon coach. What has been his achievement? What has he done that even our local coach has not done before? Is it that we don't have a coach in this country that can take this girl better than where they are right now? Let him ask that question and I will respond to him.
So from what
you should provide me first the achievement of Wandrum since he has become the coach of Super Eagles. Super Falcons. What has he achieved? Because the money they are paying him is taxpayers' money, and I'm paying tax, so I have the right to ask the question.
Now, from the way it is right now, you said the ladies are inspired by self-motivation. They need that motivation from Nigerians, rich Nigerian companies. By now, if it will be Super Eagles now, endorsement here and there. Seriously. So we are looking at the opportunity that actually will be arising for Super Falcons for the fact that they were able to do this. At least they qualify for the World Cup. Eagles couldn't, despite all the support that they got to play in Abuja. As you remember that particular match against Ghana, always very painful. And Super Falcons, they were able to qualify against all odds to go to the World Cup. Now they've done it, 2 draws, 1 win against a team that they got a massive support from the home team, talking about Australia. They were able to win their game, a 5-goal thriller, and now they qualify for the next round. Let's see what will be happening. Maybe someone somewhere will be able to at least support the Super Falcons to motivate them. In which way we've been doing for Super Eagles. Really, our ladies need that support. We need to appreciate what they are doing. And recently, to let you know that women have really been doing so well in Nigerian sport. As we speak right now, the Tigress, they are doing so well in Kigali, Rwanda. They won 2 games out of 2, and they are progressing to the quarterfinals to play maybe Mozambique or Cameroon, but right now, or Cote d'Ivoire rather. But they've really done well for doing that. Our men couldn't even get it done. And we also look at our beach soccer team. They also did well. They traveled to Benin Republic. They won their competition. Not forgetting some Nigerians that traveled to Malta. Girls, young girls, they did well, winning 23 medals over there in Malta. All women. Good one for the fact that they've really been raising the flag of Nigeria when it comes to sport. We have to appreciate our women, really. Now, let's listen to what Coach Wandrum said after the match, and alongside the likes of Rashida Ajibade and also Gift Monday.
What you have achieved collectively with this team?
No, listen, I just told them 2 years ago when we started this journey, so many things went well and so many things didn't go well. They never gave up. They continued to believe. I don't think anybody before we got here believed that we could get out of this group and go through it without losing a match in this group. So I'm so proud of them and the effort they put in, and so happy for them that they're getting to experience this and move on to the next round.
How tough it was.
Honestly, every team on this, every team have improved, so there is no pushover team anymore. So you have to fight to the end of the game. So it's honestly their good side, and they will play against people with high level skills, technical ability, and strength and energy. So they're going to compete to the very end. So it's honestly not easy. So we also come to the task, and we know what it is, and we're also ready for it. So yes.
What lessons are you taking that's going into the round of 16, knowing that you can play either England or Denmark?
A lot of lessons to learn. We had a lot of defensive things that we have to fix. We have a lot of things we have to fix in the midfield and we attack moving forward. So we go back to the drawing board and make sure that we tighten up every area and face the next round with our laser focus.
Yeah, personally coming to the World Cup, my target was to go final World Cup. So I need to make good use of it, And as a team, we were not prepared. We made us relax and feel like we're gonna get everything right now. So, all thanks to my teammates and the technical, everybody just came out and
I'm sure we're going to see some dance tonight. All the best.
yeah, thank you.
A good one there with dancing steps coming from Gift Monday. Her first World Cup so far in history, and also she's happy and not being intimidated. And we also listened to Rashida Ajibade saying, well, right now they will fix those loopholes that they discovered in that game against Ireland, while the coach, Randy Wandrum, saying, well, I'm proud of the girls for what they did, and really, or maybe the women, let me not use girls now. Seriously, we have a 40-year-old among them.
Yeah, and that's a record. And that, I think, the Super Eagles, they need to learn from. And you're talking about Osimhen, right?
Yes, Osimhen.
This is her sixth World Cup. So she was part of the team that got to the quarterfinal in the year 1999. So that shows she has been with the Super Falcons for the past 24 years. Yes. And she's still playing.
So that means that any Super Eagles like that.
So that means we got her at a ripe age. Just like
Deborah Abiodun now.
Deborah Abiodun and Asisat also. Oshola. These are third World Cup.
Rashida Ajibade also
very young. Very young also. So Oshola also very young. This is Oshola's third World Cup. She was there in 2015, 2019, and this 2023. So that means she has been with the Super Eagles for 12 good years. So that means we got them when they are still in their early 20s or close to 2018, 19.
Abiodun is 19.
Do we have that in Super Eagles? No, we don't have it in Super Eagles. So that's why they have to learn a lot. I said it here on the show that I wish the Super Falcons goalkeeper can be given the glove of the Super Eagles goalkeeper. After I left the show, I got a lot of comments that they are in support.
And they should give Shama Kanadoze.
Now, what am I saying is there's a lot to learn from them, sincerely. There's a lot to learn from them. So, in summary, we are proud of them also. We are proud of what they've done. We're proud of what they have achieved, but we are not proud of what the coach has done. He needs to prove people like me, people like us, wrong by making sure that he gets to the quarterfinal. If you do that, probably I will review his performance, my perception about him that, truly, it's a good coach. He has what it takes. Because what we need to defeat either England or Denmark is tactics. It's not individual brilliancy or individual effort. You get to a stage that your individual brilliancy will not go if you meet a team that work as a team, as a unit, and they are very, very technically sound. It needs to prove us wrong before we can come back and review how good it is.
Well, from the way it is right now, Super Falcons, we need to buckle up if they are to play against the winner or the topper of Group D. Well, that Group D is a bit dicey because England really wants to get it done. Now, let's just leave Group D aside and let's talk about the coach. Coach Randy Wardrum said, we are not scared of any team. We are ready. Bring England, we are ready. Denmark or China. Which team from Group D, they are ready?
Yeah, and that's not bad coming from him. And we are not expecting him to say that he's scared of anything. So he's not telling us something new. He's not telling us something that other coaches will not do. So what we want him to do is go back to the drawing board, just like Ajibade said, that they have to look at the errors they've committed, especially in the area of defense. Their midfield also, they need to look at it. Then their shot on goal percentage has to be accurate. It's not a situation where they have 5 shots on goal target and you score 1 or you not score. No. Any chances that you have to make use of it very well. Watch the England tape very well. Now, the good thing and the consolation for us is this same England team, they are very good. They are the current European champion. We saw what they did. However, the Australian team that we defeated 3-2 during their friendly, the Australian team defeated the Three Lioness 2-0. So that shows that all hope is not lost. So that is why I will still emphasize on the need for the coach to bring his wealth of experience, if he has any, to bring it on table and show the girls what they need to do, how they need to do it. That's what I think we need to do.
Hopefully, Randy Wardrum will need to bring to fore his expertise when it comes to this match, because if you are good to face England, he would need his best tactics to get the Three Lionesses down in that game. They are coming from Malala Peters. We've been talking about Super Falcons for the fact that they were able to qualify for round of 16 after playing goalless draw against Ireland yesterday. Well, right now, let's quickly look at matches slated for today at the World Cup, for Women FIFA World Cup there. China, we're taking on England, a big one there. Haiti against Denmark. Who will stand tall there between England and Denmark? Well, it's a big one there because we just have to know the top, the table topper there, and they'll be facing them. Portugal, USA, a big one there for USA against Portugal, Vietnam versus Netherlands. They will also be fighting hard in those games. A big one there, big matches coming up today at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Well, right now, letting you see those games now, we just have to, because of our time, let's look at two particular stories in the world of transfer. Really, it has been a big one because it has to do with Osimhen, but we are coming to Osimhen later. Let's look at this one. Midfielder Fabinho joins Saudi side Al Ittihad from Liverpool. Well, good one for Al Ittihad. They seem to be picking the best. Kante, Benzema.
The money is there. When money speaks, what do you do? So I think it's a good one.
But at times, the money can speak wrongly. The way Chelsea went to the market and
one direct shot.
No, I think that's one knee, right? I got mine today.
Okay, so I think what they are trying to do now that people don't understand, they are trying to promote their league and they are trying to promote their bid for the next World Cup. That's 2030 that they are bidding for. Fabinho, definitely the coach wants him to stay, but it's like he too is tired of leaving. So a very good one. He has been in Liverpool since 2018. He has played about 155 matches. He scored 8 goals. Then he made an 8 assists also. He has won almost all the trophy that needs to be won. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carling Cup. Once you've won all that, what do you need for? When money is calling you, you have the growth already, and money is calling you. Please continue to add to whatever you want to win is additional to what you've won before. If you haven't won it before, it's totally different. So I think it's a very good move for him, for Liverpool, and even for Al Ittihad also, who has the money to spend around. I hope they will come to the country also to see some of the stars that we have in Nigeria and start picking them one after the other.
A good one there coming from Loyal Peters now, giving you updates concerning the match between Vietnam and Netherlands. Netherlands actually walloping Vietnam 7-0 to show them how football is being played. Just to give you update there in that particular game, 7-0 is no child's play at all. What happened to Vietnam? Well, they went to sleep. Now let's look at this big one. Has to be the Nigerian footballer, a forward with Napoli. He won this Scudetto, and right now a club, Al Hilal, really they bid 140 million euro, 120 million pounds for Victor Osimhen from Napoli, a big one.
And you know, there's some money that when you hear about it, even if you are sleeping in poverty,
you wake up.
You wake up as a rich man before doing anything.
This deal will get Osimhen 1 million per week.
They won 20.3 million pounds we are talking about. Yeah. It's the money that the club is ready to
get. Yes.
But now let's look at what
they will pay Osimhen.
They are going to pay Osimhen. They propose to pay him, if you accept the offer, £1 million per week. As at yesterday, IRE window, IRE is the investors and exporters window that determines the foreign exchange in Nigeria. It closes at about 1,000 naira to a pound.
That's 1 billion.
So if you convert it, that means Osimhen will be earning £1 billion per week. We have 52 weeks in a year. Osimhen will be earning 52 billion
a year
naira in a year. He's just 24 years old. Yes, a lot of people may disagree with me that what Osimhen needs now is a club to win Champions League, is a club to win. With that money, he can buy a club like your club, Arsenal, and make sure that
I also buy Chelsea.
They can buy Chelsea because Chelsea has the money, so they can buy a club that will win him the Champions League, the FA Cup, and what have you. They can use the
money in naira. You are talking about naira.
Yes, I'm talking about.
You can't buy Arsenal. Arsenal is one of the richest clubs in the world, apart from Real Madrid, Manchester.
How much is the worth of Arsenal?
How much is the worth of Chelsea? Let's do the math.
Chelsea was over 3 billion.
Arsenal is worth about what? At least let's say 2.8.
No, lie. It can't be 2.8.
Seriously, okay. Arsenal, they are also very rich. That they are kind of, the way the rats will come and price it. Okay. They are miserly, kind of. But really, economy. Arsenal is one of the richest clubs.
It's not one of the richest clubs. We'll talk about that much later. So I think what Osimhen needs to do now is to pray for God guidance, because that money is tempting.
Very tempting.
It's very, very tempting. I'm sure he'll be thinking about, okay, he wants to win laurels, he wants to win Champions League. If you are not destined to win the trophy, but you are destined to make money, which one will you choose?
You better go for the money.
You go for the money. So that is it. That money is tempting. But I don't think Osimhen will go for it. I don't think Osimhen will go for it, because there's another news that Chelsea also, they are making an attempt to pay about 98 million to get Osimhen from Napoli. The difference between 98 and 120 million. But what will be his own personal terms?
That's what matters, because Chelsea won't pay him that amount.
They can't pay him up to £1 million. So I think it will be a very difficult. I don't want to be in this situation right now.
But now let's look at, assuming Osimhen signs 3 years deal with them. It's 3 years. Let's assume 3 years deal. It will be 27. See, he's 24 now.
Yes.
27. He can still move. After all, we're looking at if Mbappe had accepted their bid of 300 million euros, Mbappe would have been getting 700 million or thereabout.
Yeah.
Now, if he had accepted their deal, he too wants to play for like a year. Then before he can move to Real Madrid, even though now news came out that the PSG are trying to sue Real Madrid because you know what happened concerning that transfer is a bit dicey for him.
Yeah.
But for Osimhen, if he should move to Al Hilal, let's say 3 years or 2, he can still move to Europe.
Okay, 6 months. 6 months is a lot in the life of a footballer. A lot can happen. We're hearing
he can drop form and all that.
Yes, in terms of form, injury, and what have you, and how many people are watching the Saudi league. So I don't think him going there with the hope that other players will be sleeping and waiting for him to come back in the next 3 years and outshine them. It will not happen. He needs to take a decision between fame, money, and growth. That's the truth. He needs to choose between the three.
So the best thing right now, look at your growth, look at the money, and look at the fame.
Yes,
so
if you go to Saudi Arabia, you'll get the fame.
And the money.
And you'll get the money. But the growth, I doubt if you'll get it. But can fame and money give you growth? If you ask me, I would say yes. But it's going to be a long-term project. But to me, like I said, I don't want to be in a situation right now. But that money, I'm not going to use pounds. I'm going to use our own currency. $1 billion per week. I can come back to this country and contest for presidential election in the next 2 or 3 years.
Someone was saying, if I were Osimhen, I would just come to Abuja. How much do you want to sell Abuja? What's a way to end the show? Talking about Victor Osimhen there, a big one there, a very dicey decision that is coming to that young man right now. For a club offering £1 million per week. That's a huge amount of money that could get you confused. And if you are not careful, and somebody not go and do mistake and slap one. Seriously, we just have to go now. Time is so Victor Osimhen, hope you take a right decision there from Al Hilal. Very, very tempting. Well, thank you so much for appearing on the show.
And thank you so much, Adini, for having me. A friend said yesterday that the only people that will speak to Osimhen not to accept the offer is his village people.
The village people.
Apart from that, accept that offer.
Well, Adini Ajishafe, thanks for watching. Well, really.